I'll quickly search for the link. I found it. I'm about to share it in the Telegram group. Really starting now. All right, that's it. Let's go the same as always. Martin, do you want to start?
Sure. So yesterday I was mostly working with Mega on the SSE refactor. So yeah, getting rid of the lighthouse types. So life is easier for everyone. I think it went pretty well. Mega did most of the job, as always. But yeah, I'm glad that I think now like it's much more straightforward to migrate to implement the SSC types. So it's looking good. So what I'm gonna do today, I guess, look at the roadmap that you sent and see if there are some comments or ideas. Yeah, I think that's it. And maybe I'll also like migrate one or two types. Yeah, so that's it for me.
Paul, do you want to continue?
Sure. So today I've been mostly focusing on working with Thomas to create the project proposal for the consensus client. So we have been able to make the pull request for our project proposal on the EPF cohort repo. And now we are working on the construction of the presentation, which is a PowerPoint that we'll be able to present during the call today. And just after the call, I will be focusing on firstly thoroughly going through the roadmap to see what are the areas where I will be able to contribute in the next days. I already have some ideas as we discussed, as for example, the Beacon API, Phoenix, uh, Phoenix, yeah, Phoenix framework
Yeah.
API, and other things related to block processing um, through the engine API, and also porting my SSZ types, which is execution payload and execution payload header and withdrawal to the new type system. So I'll be focusing mostly on that today after the call.
Yeah. Thomas, do you want to go next?
Yes. Well, yesterday, like Martin said, I worked on on dropping the lighthouse types, just using the types they were using underneath. Mm, uh, After that, well, just looking through PRs, open PRs and the issues, uh, answering questions, and I also thought about how we could make the networking component in Elixir. I'm having a bit of trouble, with that. I'll try to come up with a working example, and after that, we can see if it's good or not. If it's a good approach um, to the problem.
All right. Is the problem that you're having related to how we would run it in the app, or is it like a technological problem? Like, is it not working or not receiving
No,
such?
no. Yeah, it's just I'm still new to the Elixir and new to Chain servers, and I don't know where to use one or and when. to not use to not use it.
I actually want to.
Uh,
That's a great segue to what something that I was going to say, which is let's start doing some research on two frameworks. One of them is called Broadway, and one of them is called Flow. I will write them down in the daily notes. Um, Even if the gen server is a very high level abstraction for language like other languages in Elixir, it's kind of a low level one compared to these kind of frameworks, which are made to process incoming messages, process like ETLs, like the data transformation pipelines, etc. And I think that you will be greatly helped by one of those. At least I think they will help you know what's out there. So I think that yeah, I'll send you some links, and then you can read some of that to see if we can build something that will take all of the gossiped messages and uh, start parallel tasks for all of the decompression and deserialize parts of the tasks, which are like completely parallelizable from each other. Um, yeah, that's a long discussion. We can continue that afterwards, but I'll send you some links so you can investigate.
That are we really like in the phase where we want to investigate the two, or are we going with Broadway?
I would start with Broadway.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
wi-
that's the most famous one probably, and yeah,
yeah.
like the standard. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I agree with Martin. Actually, let's start with Broadway, and if we're not happy with it, we can start investigating Flow. I think it's just an interesting framework, but it is true that it might be too much to investigate two frameworks at the same time. So let's start with one. Then we can, if we need to, we can go with another one. Anything else,
okay.
Tomas?
Uh, no, nothing else. I think. Well, I also updated the README with his instructions on how to add types. And Martin also fixed some typos I had. Uh, that's all.
Hey, perfect. As for me, I have since yesterday, I've mostly been working on the proposal and the slides with Paul. That has taken most of my time this last day, and yeah, we'll if everything goes well, we'll do the presentation at the APF meeting today. So um, we'll tell you how it went afterwards. Like not you, but the rest of the people watching, right? I think that I have no more updates for today, unfortunately. After I finish with that, I will see what I can continue with next, but I'm pretty sure that I will focus on storage. I think that that's the less defined part of the project yet. So I'll focus on this on doing some research on the solutions that other clients have. Currently, most other clients use like key value stores like Level DB or Freezer DB or Bolt DB. Um, yeah, I need to do some research to see if we need to use something like that or we can use something completely different and achieve similarly good results. But that's probably the less trivial part of the architecture design that we are still missing. So I will probably focus on that. Yep, I have no more updates. Any final comments or questions? I'll take that as a no. So we can finish the daily for today. Thank you all for joining and see you all tomorrow.